I'm Isabella, and me and my friends are starting a fashion company called Metamorphosis, and we take your old ripped clothes and turn them into new accessories. In addition to the website, we wanted to make an app using AppLab, and I'm going to show you how I made that. So now I'm already in the code mode, so I'm going to go up here and switch to design. So now it shows me all of these buttons that I can choose to pull and drag, and I can change the background color. So I'm going to click on this and choose a color that I like for the background. So how about this color right here? And now I'm going to name the screen so that I know what it's going to be called. So I'm going to call this the home, it's in caps lock, the home screen. So now I'm going to drag this text box on, and I can change the text over here to say the title of what I want this to be called. So now, and I can also, over here, scroll down and change the font size. Okay, and I can also change where the text is by dragging it. So now I'm also going to add an image. So I'm going to just pull this image on, and then I can here and go to picture and hit choose. So now I can upload a file. So now I can hit choose, and there's my image. So I'm going to center it, and there. So now I'm going to add some more text, so I'm just going to pull this text box over and say I'm not going to finish because that was too long to type. So now that I have this screen, I'm going to add a new screen. So it's going to be my donate screen. So I'm going to drag this text on and call it donate. And I'm also going to make the font size bigger and drag it a little bit. So now I'm going to also change the background color to a different color. And this page is going to be different because it's going to have a quick survey-like thing. So I'm going to actually use these radio buttons because that makes sure that the user only checks one instead of both at the same time, unlike a checkbox. And so you have to create a group ID so that they only check one. So I'm going to call this survey. And same on the other one. And I'm also going to rename this to just be radio button 1. And I'm going to do the same on the other. Okay. Radio button 2 and survey. So I'm also going to make a question. So would you donate your clothes to us? So now I'm going to also put the answers. So they could either say yes or no. So this will be yes. Yes. And this one will say no. No. So now you're going to add a button that says submit or whatever you want so that when they choose either yes or no, they can submit it, and then it will take them to a new page. So if you hit So for right now, I'm going to do 2 pages. So if they say yes, I'm going to add a new screen, and it will be like a thank you screen. So we'll say, thanks for your input. And then I'm going to also do first I have to name this. So this is if they say yes. Yes. And then I'm going to add another screen, and if they say no, so that's what I'm going to call this no, then this screen is going to be like green. And this will say maybe next time. I'm also going to make this bigger. Now that I have this all set up, I'm going to do the code. So I'm going to drag this on event. When button 4 is clicked, you're going to go to control and say if, and then can't find it. Oh, here. If get checked, if radio button 1 gets checked, then set the screen to screen yes, because radio button 1 is the one if they check yes. Then you're going to add a plus down here, and then then you're going to do the same thing. So if get checked, here it is, but then this one is radio button 2. Button 2 gets, if radio button 2 gets checked, you're going to set the screen to the no screen. So now this should work. So next we're going to do the drop down so that you can change between the different pages. So I'm going to go to home first. So you're going to just drag this drop down on. And option 1, okay, so you can change the options. So option 1 should be home, then donate. And you don't want to have the option to yes or no, because that is based off of the survey. So I'm going to call this drop down 1. So then you're going to also add one on the donate page so that you can get back to home. So option 1 and option 2. Okay. So home and donate. And I'm going to call this drop down 2. So now you're going to go back into code. So now that I've added the drop down, we're going to make the code so that it actually changes between the different pages. So I'm going to drag this on event. So if drop down 1 is changed, then you're going to go to control. So if, so basically, if what, if drop down 1 equals donate, for example, then you want to set the screen to the donate screen. So set screen and donate. So then you're also going to want to do this on the other donate page, but for the opposite, for the home. So an easy way to do this is if you go to the text, you can just copy, and then you're going to copy this down here. and I'm just going to go to block mode and change these. So instead of drop down 1, you want drop down 2, and you want it to equal home, and then set screen to home. So now you're just going to run this to see if this works. So I'm going to hit run. Oh look, it's on the home page. Let's go to donate. It worked. Now, would you donate your clothes to us? I'm going to say yes and submit. Thanks for your input. This is a simple 2-page app. In the future, you could also use this data button up here, which allows you to view the data so that you can actually store the data that the user inputs. So if you actually want to share your app, you can click the share button and type in a phone number. And there it is on my phone.